90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort, Season 2, Episode 10. The couples were just hypnotized and they basically had to go in their brain and find a time when something that they did hurt their partner and what they would have done differently. Julia said that 5 years ago when they were dating, I guess that they were engaged at this point, but they were not married yet. She wasn't really sure if this was exactly real, that she had kissed one of her exes. Jasmine talks about how it was their first Christmas here in the United States together. They got into this big fight, and so she left, she took a cab, and she actually spent Christmas with his family. Gino then doesn't admit what his thing is. He eventually comes up with something and says that's what it was, but Jasmine and everybody knows he was thinking of a different time, but he does not tell anybody what it is. But we do see in the sneak peek that eventually he does tell her, and it really rips him up. Josh is just basically like, I've done nothing wrong. I don't have anything to apologize for. Ari also kind of cops out and just says that I'm sorry anytime that I yelled at you or made you feel a certain way. And then later when they're all around the campfire, she says oh, Josh, you could have just said something generic I'm sorry anytime I hurt you. Ari's husband, Benny, then apologizes for a time where he was talking to another woman while he was with Ari. But the timelines seem a little bit mixed because apparently he was still with his ex-wife when he started talking to this other girl, but then he was still with this other girl when he was with her. Because I guess Ari was the mistress. And in that moment, she wants all the details. She wants the exact timeline. And both the therapist and Benny are I'm sorry, I've apologized. This isn't the time right now. Kind of leave it alone. And she just keeps pressing. Then Rob apologizes early in their relationship when he was talking to other women, saying that he should have never talked to them. But not all the other times he talked to women, just early in the relationship. Later that night, they're all sitting around the campfire, and then Natalie decides that she is going to cook a potato over the fire. Natalie absolutely burns this thing, and she continues to still try and eat it, which potatoes take a while to cook. So I have to imagine on the inside, it's probably still pretty hard and raw, and the outside, it is just black and charred, and she is just getting potato black char all over her face. And her teeth are all black and everything. They kind of push Josh a little bit more, do you even love Natalie? Do you even care for her? And he basically says, I wouldn't be here if I didn't love her, but he doesn't say, I love you. Then Natalie kind of is this is all just a game. This whole thing is a game. And Natalie's it's not a game. Marriage is not a game. We are here for serious. We are here for real. So Josh and Natalie go to their tent and they retire for the night. Julia and Brandon do not sleep in the same tent together. They sleep in separate tents. Gino and Jasmine do sleep in the same tent, but he makes a little wall between them of suitcases. Then in the morning, Jasmine goes over to Sophie, and Sophie's I didn't sleep very well last night. I saw on Rob's phone that he's been talking to girls even the whole time he's been here. And she shows the phone to Jasmine, and Jasmine is just oh my gosh. She reads a little bit out loud, and he's flirting with them from what we can tell. So Jasmine tells Sophie, you need to tell everybody what Rob's doing. He just apologized for cheating, and here he is talking to other girls. And that's basically sort of where we leave off.